social media. You see the performance on his YouTube as well. So kudos to him and his entire team. Now, we're back. It's still GTV Breakfast. My name is Jay Gabra. We're talking flag bearership race and who wants to be the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. And now, in his bid to become the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party for the 2028 general elections, Dr. Twum, Member of Parliament for Wonstre and former Minister for Education, has been campaigning vigorously throughout the country. He distinguished himself as the immediate past Education Minister. Now, to help us discuss his vision for Ghana is Yao Opoku-Mensah, who is a spokesperson for Dr. Twum. You're welcome. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. Yourself?
I'm also well. It was a packed weekend, so what can we say?
Yeah, where you started from, I sensed it.
So many events up. I even read a news item this morning that said nowadays event organizers will be fined if there's any rubbish left after a program is done. So now they're leaving it in their hands because you realize after these events there's so much rubbish piled up, nobody comes to pick it up. So now it's something event organizers should be aware of. But now we're talking the Twum factor. The Twum factor.
Sure.
And what's the cornerstone of his whole campaign? How has the campaign been like so far?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. The euphoria is so great. I'm really, apart from the campaign, I'm really enjoying myself.
Oh, really?
As a party member, I've not been with the party for long. Definitely, I cannot say that when the party was formed in 1992, I was part of it.
But we get what you mean.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sensing a new form of direction.
Okay.
A new wave is blowing through the party, and that's what is giving me that enjoyment. There's a paradigm shift of normally what we used to know with regards to campaigning for a candidate, especially within this time when we're looking for a flag bearer. Normally, you wouldn't get delegates sitting and listen to you throughout.
Oh, really?
And at the end of the day, asking or even giving testament of what you did when you had the opportunity to serve the country. And that is the new wave that is blowing. It tells that the accountability process is really keen in this contest. And delegates is not taking it kindly. And from where I sit, and the testament from the delegates, their position with regards to how the party affairs should be and the best fit for the office of the flag bearer, it gives me absolute confidence that Dr. Twum eventually will be elected. Forget about the media war, the jabs, to be on top with regards to what you are putting out. But the real issue has got to do with the bread and butter. Who is best fit to give me a befitting status as a Ghanaian, a dignified life? That is what we are looking at. And delegates are looking at a candidate that will be generally accepted by the good people of Ghana.
Does the way the delegates are listening to you and responding to you, does it take you by surprise? Because you mentioned the fact that it didn't used to happen. Yeah. And now they actually, that accountability.
That's the astonishing part. At times, normally within this process, you want to see the fanfare, the names. This is person did this.
But they are sitting down, they are listening.
Exactly.
That means you can't just say anything.
No, they wouldn't even, for example, you articulating, let's say, a policy.
Yeah.
They will have time to listen to the policy that you are giving out. Then you see the noise all over. Yeah. But to have a candidate where the delegate will want to sit uninterrupted, quiet in the room, listening to what you are putting out, it tells a different story. It tells that the dynamics that we used to know is not same again. And therefore, it's a good call for the party. It's a good call that they are even asking other aspirants to emulate how the Twum has conducted himself and the kind of engagement that he gives out, which truly sinks to the core of their activities. At the end of the day, mind you, they will be the person that will do the house-to-house. What kind of message are they taking to the house-to-house element? And therefore, they need to understand where you are coming from, what you to them personally, but what is in for them in terms of development, in terms of uplifting them from their current situation to give them that dignified life that I earlier mentioned.
Yeah, the bread and butter.
And that is the basis of what we are taking into this elections. So that is the uniqueness of this whole
so they are not just looking at themselves with the party, but they are looking at Ghana as a whole.
Generally, because the dynamics of 2028 is quite different from the dynamics of 2024.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to put the two together, and if you are giving us that same result, now...
And we don't want that loss again. You don't want that, okay?
That 2 million people, over 2 million, that stayed away. They didn't go to the polling center to vote for either the candidate who won or the candidate that were presented. So it tells that apathy element was a missing link of something that they were expecting that the party couldn't give out, or whoever was leading couldn't give out. And that is what they see in Dr. Yossi Aduchum. And therefore, to resurrect everything that was done and to cross the T's and dot the I's will be the election of Dr. Yossi Aduchum as the flag bearer of the NPP. Mind you, they listen to what non-party members are saying, sympathizers as well as those perceived to be in the neutral phase, what they are saying, the measurement of the various aspirants, how the various aspirants have conducted themselves, and again, proving track record, because we just had hesitant government in 2024. Virtually all the aspirants, the 5 fantastic individuals,
the achievements so fresh on their mind.
Yeah, sure, they had a taste of governance, either as a board chair, a minister of state, or whatever. And therefore, all these individuals do have some track record to prove. So therefore, the weight comes in to measure who best fit into this race.
Yeah, but if you are getting this feedback from the delegates, it means Dr. Aduchum stands apart from the rest of the candidates. Don't you have that fear perhaps they are treating all the delegates that way, maybe making it look like you have my support, but come the D-Day, they may vote for someone?
No. You know, I think if you followed the campaign trail of Dr. Yossi Aduchum, the Aduchum factor and the who factor is for a purpose. And that purpose is what delegates have seen, and that's why they are even calling on others to emulate. You realize the integrity, the reputation of the party is of paramount interest to Dr. Yossi Aduchum. At the end of the day, mind you, it is that reputation that will give the Ghanaians the opportunity to assess the NPP, whether if we are ready or not. Right? And therefore, that unique aspect of how Dr. Yossi Aduchum has conducted himself, the only candidate who is able to account for his stewardship in front of delegates without even mention any individual's name as part of buttressing whatever conversation he's having with them, gives a clearer indication. And they're listening. And at the end of the day, adding up to whatever you tell them, because whatever he did is dotted across the length and breadth of the country. Some of the things that they even say that I've even forgotten.
that feedback is quite important to you.
Yeah,
it's quite
exactly the point. So you sit at the back and you begin to enjoy yourself. That yes, indeed, Dr.
no need for fear.
The game changer.
Yeah.
He's strongly the game changer. Yeah. And as a party member, I'm a delegate myself. I will want to see or have a candidate that I can market, that the good people of Ghana will buy.
Who takes all the bosses?
Exactly. So and I should be able to market him to you for you to buy.
Okay.
Without even giving me a feedback of any element of a displeasure with what I sold to you. Okay. And that candidate is Dr. Yossi Aduchum.
Okay. So he's when you read from him based on the campaigns he's doing so far, it's like education is the cornerstone of what he plans to build a country with.
We are using education as a weapon against poverty.
Okay.
The baseline for his candidature that makes him unique among the others has got to do with his war against poverty and winning it.
Okay.
He's waging a strong war against poverty and winning it.
Considering his background,
exactly where from his humble beginning, where he's got into the achievement that he's made. Now, his life becomes a testament or a motivation for us to be able to see that we can also get there. How do we do it? How do we do it is what he is bringing on board. For example, just last week I was reading a news item from Nigeria.
Okay.
About Dangote operationalizing his refinery.
Okay.
And the Nigerian people were up in arms with him.
Oh, really?
Yes, that he has recruited 11,000 foreigners, i.e. Chinese and Indians. And the response that came from the outfit was that we weren't getting the technical skill from the Nigerian people.
Nigeria, yeah.
We don't want to have that.
That's a bitter pill to swallow.
Exactly the point. And I think that do not only stick with Nigeria.
Yeah.
If any entity, a world-class entity that we know, the Samsungs, whatever, want to establish a plant in Ghana, you ask yourself, well, where would they get the human resource, the human capital to do that?
Do we have it?
Exactly. That's the question. Even if we have it, how many? Now, comb around the big entities in this country. Ask yourself, who are the top managers of these entities? You get to know they are foreigners. Why should it be so? And that is why he has made a point to delegates that when he gets the opportunity, every year 100 engineers will come from their outfit, from the community. You know, poverty is local. The country called Ghana is not poor. You think that Ghana is poor?
That statement is quite unique. It's making me chuckle.
Poverty is local.
It's local.
Yeah, let me ask you, is Ghana poor?
Okay, I'll answer based on the fact that we have so many resources. There's no reason why we should.
No, the finance minister tells us that quantum GDP is more than 100, was it billion or what? 100 billion on paper. Mm-hmm. Greater Accra, the region is not poor. The districts within Greater Accra are not poor. Why? Because as the individual, when the district or the region needs money, they'll come after me to collect the taxes, right? But when you zoom into the community, that's where the people are. And that's where the poverty is.
Okay.
How then do we alleviate the people from that situation? And that is the question that should occupy all politicians and begin to think just like what Dr. Twum thinks. That we must wage a war against poverty.
Like using education to do that, because once the people are
that's why I used Nigerian experience as an example. Right? Now we are calling on entities to come establish the outfit in this country. And the Asian experience is there for all of us to learn from. The Singaporeans, the Koreans, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, etc. Now open your phone, just check parts
where it was made from.
Yeah, where the parts are coming from. So you ask yourself, how can we get there?
Yeah.
We can only get there when we get the right set of leadership that do understand how 21st century leadership should offer its people.
But it's like we have the institutions that should train our students in order to to address these challenges we currently face. What does Dr. Twum propose? Like, how will he overcome the challenges, the bottlenecks within the system?
So I mentioned to you the education of 100 engineers from every district. Not only them.
Okay.
But in addition,
that he's bringing that on board.
Yeah, sure. Okay, as part of it, you know, he has been championing STEM education since 2021, and that is what delegates immediately say, Mr. Engineer, Minister STEM, and it gives a certain happiness within my heart that we are not calling him with any name, but what Ghana needs at this critical moment. That's why I'm happy that the current Minister for Education, just recently I listened to him wanting to continue the STEM agenda. And that's a positive thing. So it tells that the narration with regards to our development, socioeconomic development, is tied up into understanding how the fourth industrial revolution system operates. And today, look at the trade war between China and America, USA. Yeah. Now, Chinese has forced us to accept that imitation is part of original. It's all got to do with how critical the masses are, the technical ability of the people. And Ghanaians are so talented. It's got to do with how the system is able to, we design the system to be able to nurture the inner built potential of the people. We may have all the resources, but if we don't have that technical ability, then it still remains a natural resource. You cannot add it up as part of what will alleviate poverty from your system. Ask yourself, people are into mining, right?
Yeah.
How many Ghanaians are into proper mining that we all seek for? What will we talk about? Galamsey.
Galamsey, yeah.
So it tells that if we are given, talking about Galamsey, etc., right? Yeah. So it's a whole lot. All is centered around jobs, skills, and entrepreneurship.
Yeah, so let's talk about the jobs part, like the bread and butter, like you mentioned earlier. A lot of people wondering about it. And for even those who are going to Galamsey, when it comes to Dr. Twum, what does he propose when it comes to economic growth, getting jobs for people? It starts with education, I believe.
So his understanding of this whole economic thing has nothing to do with GDP, exchange rate, etc. That's not what we are looking at. We are looking at putting the individual at the center of the whole economic thing.
What does that mean?
Yes. So that's why I mentioned to you, poverty is local. The poverty starts with the people. It's the people.
Poverty is local. I'm going to write that down. I'm going. If I don't remember anything, that's one thing I have to remember. Poverty is local. Yes.
Yeah.
So making the individual the center of everything.
Yes. So once you put the individual at the center of, people are below the poverty line. at the end of the day, when the budget life dies off, how many people would we have been able to lift out of the poverty line? Not just a wholesale, this is what we are doing, without giving us proper assessment of getting to know the numbers. How many people were we able to lift out of that line? To be able to say that, oh, indeed, the budget was able to achieve what its intended purpose was. Now, so when you put the individual at that center, what it means is that you are not only looking at what is coming into government kitty, but what you are using out to help build that individual. Okay. Let me give you an example. Now, you go to our market. Now, you hear Ghana Revenue Authority going to our market. What do they go to do? To take their taxes. Yeah. At times, they go there with padlocks, etc. And they ask your tax, whatever, and if you're unable
sometimes
to give it
to educate them why they need to pay tax, because some people will be grumbling and everything, they don't want to pay. And
no, but
maybe they're just going there to sensitize them.
That do not come quite often.
So
there should be a time where the Ghana Revenue Authority or whatever government official comes to you and they come to you to ask, what can we do for you to be able to expand your business? Okay. To grow your business. This time we are not coming to take it so that you can employ more without looking at the base of you taking the taxes.
And pay more tax?
Well, exactly that. Once we help you grow, you employ, definitely those that you've employed will pay income taxes to government. So there is something which is coming to government. And therefore that individual, the entrepreneur, do have that space to adjust and grow. Okay. And even when you are going for your taxes, it wouldn't be as if the person will be running away from you. But he sees it's that the nation do have my interest at heart.
Okay, so
and therefore
like
they want to
evidence
help me out.
Of what the taxes are being used for. Okay.
Exactly. Aside what the taxes are used for, my personal growth is of paramount interest to the state. Okay. And that is why Dr. Yosef is proposing the establishment of prosperity centers. And these prosperity centers within the entrepreneurial spirit of the Ghanaian people, especially the youth of this country. We want to see your creative element. What do you seek to offer? What do you want even to do? Now, these centers will be able to assist you, even come giving you grants, ensuring that they follow through with your nurturing process for you to be able to stand on your feet per what you intend establishing, and even create an enabling market for you to be able to market your product, get the revenue back into the country, and all the other aspects can be taken care of. Now, once we grow the individual from that end, what it means is that the war that has been waged against poverty,
the local poverty,
yes, exactly, we are winning it. But if we don't do that, and we begin to do the GDP conversation, etc., then we're only looking at what is going to government kitty, what the GDP numbers are, what the exchange rates are. Every time, that is what we'll be discussing. To put the individual at the center as the center of attraction, and every policy direction is towards that individual, so that we can fight that enemy, which has been with us since the days of independence. Mm-hmm. Successive governments have done their bit, but still we do have challenges, poverty with us, and it shouldn't be the way that the old folks went through to fashion our policies and programs that will fight that war and be able to succeed.
And once the individual is the center of everything,
exactly the point. Exactly the point. So we believe that every talent within this country has a basis within the job market. Okay. By so doing, we'll be able to win the people in looking for only government work.
Okay. Make them entrepreneurs, form their own business.
Yes. That couldn't even further up, right?
Okay.
They left the school space. Where did they go? Some into mechanics, etc.
They became apprentices, to study various jobs and all. Yeah.
So what it means is that if the one who dropped out of school, you take your car to that person, immediately start the car, he says that we will be creating the best of engineers on the continent of Africa and even in the world. Because just listen to that sound of your car is able
sometimes
to identify.
You are coming and they're able to tell that.
So it tells that we have brilliant people. They're only looking for opportunities. They're only looking for direction. They're only looking for a sense of urgency from the state Ghana to be able to nurture that potential and make it beneficial to our progress. Okay. When we were young, during Christmas, we'll go to the refuse dump. What do we pick? Milk thins. To do what? To do our own cars.
The Kunku cars and all.
To do our own cars. Yeah. Nobody ever mentioned any engineering or STEM education to us.
That kind of creativity.
Intuitively, that is the creative aspect of the Ghanaian. And therefore, that is what an education should have nurtured to be able to fight this whole, be part of the Ghanaian system. Now, I mentioned the name Ghana, and others are skeptical. Will we ever develop? Will we ever develop? But the development is in you. We need a leader like Dr. Yosia Duchum, who has seen it, has lived it, has been part of an implementing system far away in the United States of America, came down to Ghana, established same in his constituency, Bosomche, had the opportunity, did same for the country called Ghana, and individually, currently training 150 young men and women in medicine and engineering. He has shown the way, and therefore he seeks the mandate of my party people to replicate same what he did as a private individual for the benefit of this country. And that is, to me, aside my membership as the NPP, I want to look at it from this angle as a Ghanaian and as an individual who seeks for the welfare of this country. I want to see Ghana progressing to the status of the Singapores and the Vietnamese, etc. And therefore, I want to see that leadership giving me that offer. And that has been consistently demonstrated by Dr. Yosia Duchum. And that is why this is a civic responsibility. We don't only look at it from the political perspective. This has nothing to do with the college that we are looking at. It has got to do with the future of this country. And that is why I keep saying that the future of our country is in our hands. It depends on the direction that we want this country to take. And that direction is embedded on the shoulders of Dr. Yosia Duchum. We cannot afford to miss this opportunity. And if we miss this opportunity, I don't know where we'll get it again.
And so enough things in there to take care of the people. Maybe an X-ray machine that's missing, a CT machine, nothing. Those kind of things. It's like the affordability and all that. Like a lot of people raise questions about.
At times they're not even missing. The technical people to even deal with it becomes an issue.
So in addressing all that and making sure like Ghanaians have access to quality healthcare.
So Dr. Yosia has made this point.
Okay.
That it doesn't understand why at times you go to your village, you see on the wall, gone too soon. Called to glory at the age of 40, at the age of whatever. You ask yourself, why? What is happening? And that is why, if there is that sense of urgency, people should not be dying on our roads.
Okay.
In the month of June, we're recording 1,900 individuals, strong souls perishing out of the thinking of the government, the current government. And Dr. Yosia Duchum has made that point, that Ghanaians must live long. He calls it opportunity, lead the party, and eventually become the president of this republic in 2028, where he will be sworn in. And I believe I've seen the prophecy.
You've seen the vision?
I saw the vision today. That God revealed to me that on the 7th of January 2029, he will be sworn in as the president of the Republic of Ghana. What he keeps saying is that the minister for health, what do we do? Now, he wants to create a system whereby medical checkup wouldn't be the preserve of the rich alone. Aim for a routine medical checkup so that diagnosis will be able to tell me what I'm suffering from and what are the remedies to that.
Diagnosis, you may not even know you're suffering from until you get there.
Exactly the point. If we're able to do that, what it means is that then we will be saving lives rather than losing them. Because what do we say? Prevention is better than cure. And he's again proposing a system whereby in your house, there will be mobile nurses and doctors visiting you in your house. Demarcated areas for these individuals. They come to your end and come assess your health needs and ensure that they meet you halfway to be able to live long and live a happy
across
life.
the country?
Across the country. Yes. So we need to, because we are producing them. Just recently, government announced that they will be exporting some of our nurses and paramedics to other jurisdictions. So of course, that was reported. How then do we make sure that the system affords the people who have contributed their taxes to train them? The nurses should be able to come to me on a mobile basis, not just during immunization where we see these nurses with their kids coming to give us the polio vaccine, etc. As part of their job, as part of what Dr. Yosia Duchum seeks to bring on board, that mobile medical assistant will be part of our health system. By so doing, we will be able to know car checkups done for you for free, Apart from that, what I'm describing to you is practice in Brazil.
Okay.
So therefore, there is a blueprint. And Ghana is not an island in this whole conversation. We can learn from others, best practices, if we still want to get there, right? Now, once we get that understanding, what it means is that then we are helping alleviate the poverty thing whilst we ensure that our people live long to enjoy life. Life is good. We need to enjoy life. We cannot enjoy life whilst we still think of what will happen to me tomorrow. Early assessment of that, Ghana must be able to fashion our policies and programs that will help you live long. That is the agenda, longevity for every Ghanaian. That is what he seeks to add up to our medical fold to ensure that the Ghanaian live a happy life and benefit from the fruit of their labor.
And is it okay if I ask you what attracted you to support Dr. Yawose Duchum? Like, what would you say? How would you describe his leadership style?
Will I even have a proper word to describe him? You know, I've worked with him since 2021 at the Ministry of Education.
Okay.
And have never seen that sense of dedication and commitment to the cause of the development of this country in any politician than what I have witnessed, seen him do. His achievement. When he says this is what we want to do, that is what we want to do. And that should be able to give us the result. He's a proven reformer, a generational thinker. That is Dr. Yawose Duchum. Very selfless and dedicated to his core job, his duty. Now, if I say he's a proven reformer, his handiwork can't be seen at the Ministry of Education. A generational thinker, his handiwork can't be seen at the Ministry of Education. And he still doesn't understand why we pay taxes to the government and yet do not have the best of education, the best of health, quality health, the best of roads, the best of everything that government should be giving
the best of bread and butter.
Yes, exactly the point. And that uniqueness in him tells that the potential to lead this country will be our own making if we quit this. And he's a well-prepared, groomed for us straight away from God. And that's how I see him. And that is where my faith tells me. MHB 900 tells me, I vow to thee, my country, all earthly things above. That is what I see in Dr. Yawose Duchum. It is all about the good people of Ghana, not himself. If it's for himself, what does he need? Establishing schools in the United States of America, where the Congress in America is celebrating him, where he's able to go to Wall Street and raise board of $20 million on 3 different occasions as a black man, as a Ghanaian, as a foreigner, where even countries go to the Wall Street to suffer. But he goes there, he guesses, what does he need again? If not for that, Dr. Yawose Duchum's candidature and he coming to Ghana to serve his country is a clarion call. And therefore, we also need to replicate that to ensure that he becomes the flag bearer of the NPP. It seems to be his spokesperson, but I will have to preach what I have seen in the man to the good people of Ghana.
Okay, so
in our best interest.
Yeah, so a lot of people, some people have suggested perhaps we need something in the Constitution that addresses corruption-related cases. You know, somewhere in the Constitution that says, you know, a separate act or something like that. So that because a lot of the time, a lot of people have a fear that when it comes to accountability and transparency in government, we don't really have it. So there's a lot of corruption that goes on in the system. So for Dr. Yawose Duchum, how will he tackle these issues?
Somebody who is waging war against poverty and seeking to win it. Corruption can never be the basis of what he's seeking office to do. Somebody who has told the world that my ministers will have some KPIs to meet. Now, on that basis of that KPI, defines that definite moment for whoever occupies any office. And therefore, the aspect of corruption, Dr. Yawose Duchum himself is not corrupt. We've never heard of any corruption scandal that has been leveled against him. I have worked with him, diligence as he is in dealing with his job, reporting time to, and I don't think we're only looking at corruption in terms of the economic activity. But again, the morality of the individual becomes the basis of why corruption can never surface in his government. Still, if he tells you I have seen poverty. And some of the things that make the people poor has got to do with what those who get the opportunity to take away from the people. He wants to give everything that he has to this country. An individual who started the implementation of free SHS in his own backyard. He built a school. Every student that was in that school, Lakeview Senior High School, now Osei Aduchum Senior High School, which sits on a 12-acre land in Jachi, built by him, every that school to government without taking a penny, tells you his commitment level in ensuring we do have a conducive environment that will help Ghana's accelerated development. Corruption can never be the basis for Dr. Yossi Aduchum's government. And the nation should be rest assured. The Aduchum that they know will be the same Aduchum that will lead this country into the glory that we are all seeking for. That war will be won by Dr. Yossi Aduchum. Through his commitment, through his leadership, somebody who is preaching that Ghana cannot afford to miss the fourth industrial revolution again. We cannot be the basis of why people should be dumping into our country. We must take our destiny into our own hands. And we can only achieve that when we get the right set of leadership. And that anchor rests on the shoulders of Dr. Yossi Aduchum. The Aduchum that we do know, the Aduchum that manned the Ministry of Education, when before him Ghana ranked 37 world on the continent of Africa. In 2024, October, Ghana becomes second on the continent of Africa. Only Tunisia first, Ghana second. It tells you the commitment level of Dr. Yossi Aduchum. And that should be the motivating factor. Yeah. And that is what my party people should be looking at in the best interest of the people of Ghana, to be able to afford or give them that unique leadership that we...
And there's a lot of nuggets to chew on this morning. Yeah. So it's I hear poverty is local. There's also the agenda, longevity, prosperity centers, and then getting the local nurses. Like you've tackled a whole lot, making us see Dr. Aduchum's vision and perhaps how he plans to achieve it. So in a minute or less, perhaps, if come January, what would be your final say to delegates and to Ghanaians should he win the flag bearership?
So to my party people, Dr. Yossi Aduchum is in a unique position to ensure that the apathy that we saw in 2024 do not happen again, especially from his home region, the Ashanti region. The Ashanti region is the bedrock for the NPP. And therefore, a candidature like Dr. Yossi Aduchum coming from the Ashanti region tells you that the NDC and form government in 2029. If not for this contest, I never knew that some other aspirants from other regions now claim to be part of the Ashanti regional base, either tracing their ancestry from a certain home and now claiming to be part of the Ashanti.
Is that what you want the delegates to remember?
No, they should know.
They should know.
They should know. They should know. So what it tells you that the Ashanti region is the game changer. Unfortunately for the Ashanti region and for the party, Dr. Yossi Aduchum is coming from that region. And that region becomes the bedrock of the NPP. Indicate that the Ashanti region has made a determination that we must take power again. And we can only take power again when Dr. Yossi Aduchum leads the party. And that is a clarion call that I'm telling every delegate who are watching us this morning. Take clue from what Ashanti region has demonstrated. We were in Amansie. Come see what the Amansie people are telling the party people. Watch it from Dr. Yossi Aduchum. Emulate how he conducts himself. He is a game changer. Okay. And that message should resonate well with every individual within this party. Okay. And that is what makes Dr. Yossi Aduchum unique. We cannot look any further than looking at the number 4 on the ballot. Okay. And that is Dr. Yossi Aduchum. And I believe strongly that on the 31st of January, I'll come back to your studio and tell you, I told you so.
In fact,
Dr. Yossi Aduchum is winning.
Yeah, maybe next month you should just bring him here, so we have a more enlightened conversation.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely. Definitely, he'll be in your studio.
Yeah, he's a game changer. Huh?
Sure.
Would there be any rest for you this holiday season? As you're campaigning and everything?
No, there is nothing like a rest season. We can only rest after 31st. And that will even be a short period. Now, Doctor, we just came from the Ashanti region. He is still engaging. he's still engaging the rank and file of the party. So from here straight away, I'm also going to engage with him so that we engage the party, the rank and file of the party.
Thank you so much. Who is the spokesperson for Dr. Yawose Twum, number 4 on the ballot sheet for the flag bearership of the NPP, so they can wrest power back in 2029. And thank you so much. For those who are seeing him on TV and actually calling him, please, he's going now. So we have surprises for you on the show today as well. We didn't mention it earlier because we wanted to keep the prizes to myself, but the producer said, hey, Jay, you have to talk about it. We have some giveaways from Pizza Man, Chicken Man as well. So and some disinfectants to give out to you from Cyrus Heights. To stay watching us. We'll be back right after this.
The streets, the heat.